And welcome back to the Dan Gable Wrestling Museum here in Waterloo, Iowa. Today we're going to start you on the defensive portion of the show. Okay, here at Guru's Wrestling Universe, we've got an infinity offense and what's called stonewall defense. Okay, and I'm just going to take a second here to give you a little bit of the philosophy and the information behind the stonewall defense. Okay, now the stonewall defense, like our whole system, is based on four terms. It's uniquely simple and subtle and extraordinarily potent and powerful. The design of the system is meant to be all and only everything that you need to know on the defensive side of wrestling. So what we've got here is a very potent system, and I want to also remind all the coaches, parents, and kids to use the same terminology, okay? Because we've really boiled this down to its inner core, and if you use the same terminology that we use and we show you throughout this presentation, we think that everything will just go that much quicker, and you're able to move with your kids, your team, that much faster. So try to follow along with the terminology, okay? Because there's been a lot of time and study put into the words that we're going to use to help your kids remembering it, okay? Because that's one of the keys in coaching. And you have to put it in a way that your kids are going to always remember it, and it's going to stick to them, especially when they come to a point in a match where they're in the heat and they've got to bring something out. Both of these wrestlers are from Linn-Mar High School in Marion, Iowa, that you might know. They just produced two national champions in Jay Borschel and Matt McDonough. So right here to my right, this is Joel Northrup. He's a sophomore for Linn-Mar High School. He placed third in the state last year. Over here is Elijah Jeffrey. He's a kids AAU state champion. Just recently knocked off the #1 ranked kid in the state of Iowa and is vying for his first state title as a freshman. So these guys are going to be here to help me teach you the stonewall defense that we're going to be going over. Okay? Now, the first part we need to discuss, and remembering that there are certain keys in all of wrestling that we really need to make a point. The first point is stone wall. Okay, you have to teach your kids how to build a stone wall. And let me demonstrate here. So what I'm going to have Elijah just get down on your hands and knees for a second and face right over at this sign right over here. Okay? And Joel's going to get off what I call the point. Okay? Now, there are points here, and this is the terminology when you teach your kids. It's not the information, remember, it's how you present it to them so it can stick, okay? And the terms we use, the verbiage, is very crucial in the passing of information. So right here is your basic wrestling information. Maybe Elijah just took a shot, and Joel here is going to build the stone wall. Now, the stone wall is right here, hips on shoulder, and notice this arch, okay? This is the epitome of defense. If you teach your kids to do this right here, you have gone way ahead of the rest of the pack, right there. In our study, 7 years, mind you, of all the greatest and the best wrestlers in all the planet, of all the world, this is the biggest factor of all of defense. Teach your kids how to build a stone wall. Put them here just like this. Tell them this is a stone wall. Make them think about stone wall. And like I said, I'm going to give you the image to put up on your wall so that they can refer to that and keep that image fresh in their brain as well as yours. So Joel's right here off the point. Now notice the back arch here. This is key. Okay? This is key right here, the stone wall. This is the basic of the entire defense. This is the most important factor right here. Now, I could have him move over here. Now we just change a position. Joel's going to come off to the other side, off the point. These are the points right here. And slide about 20 degrees back this way, Elijah. This is the point right here. Now the stone wall, the hips are in, and the back arch right there. Okay, now the reason that's so important is because Elijah, as he's trying to improve his position, he's going to be going inward. And if Joel has this stone wall arch, all of Elijah's pressure then gets directed downward. That's critical, okay? That's defensive wrestling right there, okay? The stone wall, all right? So put your kids there, have them freeze that, and let them feel that this is the stone wall. This is defense, okay? We traveled the world, Russia, all across America. This is what the best defensive guys in the country are doing. So this is where you want to start. And this is the cornerstone of our entire defense right here. Okay? So come on up for a second. You put your kids there, let them feel that. Now we're going to apply it a little bit more. I'm going to have Joel shoot just a simple sweep single. Okay? And watch how Elijah sprawls and ends up in the stone wall. Because first you want to put him there, now you want to put it and apply it a little bit. So go ahead and just take an outside sweep single right there, and he's stone walling right here. He's stone walling right there. Okay, if Joel was in on a double, he's stuffing here, and he's on his toes, and he's stone walling right there. See that pressure, that exertion right there? That is defensive wrestling. Okay, come on back up for a second. So you have your kids do it with a outside single shot. Now, Joel's going to shoot a typical high crotch. Okay, this side, watch how Elijah's going to sprawl away from the shot and end up automatically, okay, through repetition, because everybody knows repetition's the mother of skill, he's going to end up there. So Joel just shoot like a high crotch right in there, and there's the stone wall right here. Okay, that's defense. That's going to stop everything that this guy has, and I cannot accentuate enough how important that aspect is in the part of wrestling. Okay, come on back up for a sec. All right, and that's going to conclude this part of the segment. That's the stone wall position. Okay, now we want you to think about that, work on that, and if you have any questions or need some clarification, please go to G Forum, which is the friendliest and most informative wrestling forum on the planet, and we can discuss this. You can ask me questions, that's why I'm here, and you can discuss this part of your defense with other like-minded wrestlers and coaches and parents who are working on the same thing. Thank you.